Someone once said, "In my head, but I've experienced freedom because of men who did. Forever thankful to every veteran's sacrifice." This is Vets and Coffee, the podcast. Finally, a podcast 100% about veterans. Looking at veterans making a difference in the veterans community. We'll help veterans and we'll spotlight veteran-owned businesses and businesses that support and hire veterans. Plus, guzzle down some amazing coffee. Welcome to Vets and Coffee, the podcast. Now your host, Tree McLean.
Hey, Shree here. How you doing this afternoon? We are down in the great town of Bel Air, Texas, and we are with Houston Canine Academy today. And would you please tell them your name for me?
My name is Jaz Stanze. I'm owner, operator of Houston Canine Academy.
I didn't know how you were going to say your name, if you wanted to use your short version or the long version.
So my name is spelled with a Y, right, but it's pronounced with a J. So some people call me Yasmin, which is wrong, but Jasmine or Jazz.
Jazz.
Yeah, everyone calls me Jazz.
Yep. And then we have a little helper over here.
And what's your name?
My name is Jaz Stanze.
All right.
So she wanted to help out today. And then, of course, we have Bailey down here on the floor. Bailey came out here today. Of course, she's part of the show. But Bailey's also trying to learn how to speak. And because she doesn't know how to bark. She'll bark at the TV. She'll bark at other dogs on TV, but she will not bark on command. So who else to go to but Houston Canine Academy right here?
Got it.
Right. So you and your husband are veterans.
That's right.
And you were both in the Air Force?
In the great Air Force.
In the Air Force. But you were pretty much the grunts of the Air Force.
That's right. Both security forces.
Both security forces. And both of y'all went into canines?
So Jason did security forces. He was guarding missiles in Iceland in North Dakota. And I was actually deployed to my first base was Italy. No complaints there. And then I did go to MWD school while I was in the service. We served at different times. MWD school, military working dog school.
Okay,
yep.
Great. Yeah. So that's what got it all started.
That's what got it all started for me. Actually, I had it prior to. I have had a love for dogs, just like my daughter is. It's like everything. Were
you married before going into service?
No. I actually met Jason when I got out of the military and then got into the private sector to go do dogs.
Okay. So y'all didn't meet in the Air Force, huh?
No, we did not. He actually got out of the Air Force before I even got in. He actually got out in 1999. I went in 2000, Christmas of 2000.
Wow.
Yeah.
So why'd you go in?
Spoiled brat. No one in my family has been in the military. And it was quite funny, actually. I told my dad, get me a sports car. You know, my dad's a mechanic. So I said, get me a sports car for the weekend, and I would like to live in an apartment now that I'm of age. He said, are you kidding me? And so since he didn't want to give it up, I ended up actually threatening him with the military, and he wasn't giving in. So I went in, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I don't have one regret. I loved it, every bit of it. I would have stayed in longer, except for they weren't letting me go downrange with my dog.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you mean they wouldn't let you go down range?
So our unit, security forces, we didn't go with security forces. We would only go with the dog. So the MWD unit would go attached to another unit. And in this specific situation, we were attached to a Marine infantry unit. They did not want females. So they were going to skip me on the rotation. This was back in 2004. Well, it all worked out. I ended up going on the campaign trail with my dog. I got sought out by Secret Service. A couple of people, you submit a bio, a couple teams get selected, and I had the privilege of being assigned to the Secret Service or State Department as a supplement, doing the military working dog details of clearing post office, hotels, special event venues, and things like that. And I did that for the remaining part of my military assignment. And then I went into the company DynCorp. That didn't work out too well in the sense that their administration, or I should say the financing office, just wasn't getting paid right. So I was like, you know what? If it ain't happening right in the States, why am I going to wait to have conflict while I'm downrange? It actually all worked out because I ended up working with EODT, a small overseas contracting company, and then Triple Canopy, and then I went Blackwater.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So your dog was for like bomb sniffing?
That's right.
Okay.
So my dog was a female. She was the only female in the kennel, and she was the worst dog in the kennel. She was not trained up completely. She came out of San Antonio and was already having issues, and so they kind of put her to the side. Well, they also put me to the side because I was the rookie. I was coming in. And so I took that as a challenge, the fact that she wasn't working well, that she wasn't certifying, that no one was getting her to work properly. And so I ended up actually, Bailey's tail, I actually trained her up, fixed some of her improficiencies, and that's what got me into this part of figuring out I could actually train a dog. So I accepted those challenges with other dogs in the future, and I don't even know how many dogs I've trained.
So how long did you serve in the Air Force?
4.5 years.
4.5 years. So
Yep.
Then you got out and you immediately went into training dogs?
I went right into private contracting, and so handling and training dogs.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really neat. So when did Houston Canine Academy get started?
Houston Canine Academy started in 2013. So we left where we were in the Midwest. So we were actually in Europe for 4.5 years before coming straight into Houston.
So that's how you got your connections in Europe for
That's right.
getting your dogs.
That's correct. So we established some pretty good networking, some great colleagues, personal friends. Some of them were in our wedding. And then that's how we've got our go-tos for procuring dogs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always wondered how you got all those contacts because I follow them on social media and they're always going to Europe to get their dogs. I'm like, man, how do you get those connections?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun. It's a
Yeah.
lot of fun. It's a different way of life out there, but man, the amount of dogs that we get to see and put our hands on is you can't compare that here locally.
So
Or I should
all
say
of your
stateside.
dogs you work with come from Europe?
98% of the dogs that we work with that we sell to our clients are from Europe. The other 2%, we've worked with some rescues, some very, very young dogs that we're able to then help a foster or coach a foster into raising the dog to some of those behaviors that we want for a working dog.
Awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So do you only sell to law enforcement?
Law enforcement, private security, and military. We do not sell to the civilians. As far as a working dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
We try to stay legit to the business. You
Yeah.
can't have a civilian having a working dog like that unless, again, with a licensed private security or military.
Right. So like that private security that you see in Houston, like SEAL?
Mm-mm.
No?
That we don't work with them.
Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately here in Houston, but in Texas, we actually, the private security bureau that was regulating the dog training facilities, the police dog training facilities, went away. They deregulated. They wanted to get out of it because they didn't have the knowledge to control this field. So really now you see a ton of people that are in hobby, people that just want to try their hand in it. And so we see a lot of pop-ups. Not sure if they last very long. We don't stay focused on that much.
I've run into quite a few of them.
Yeah.
People that say they are,
Mhm.
just like I run in, like Bailey got attacked
Oh no.
by a service dog.
Oh my. Yeah. Well, we see a lot of that.
And the guy is a veteran, and the guy's an actual veteran. He claims that his service dog was trained and everything, but maybe it was, but I don't think he's kept up with the training. And then when I walked in, it was off the leash, in a public place.
Yeah, that's a no-go.
That's a no-go.
No matter how well trained your dog is.
It
a
doesn't
no-go.
need to be off the leash in a public place.
Yeah.
Right. And it ripped off some hair off of Bailey.
Poor thing.
I yelled at him, "Get your dog or I'm going to shoot it."
Yeah.
And I was getting ready to shoot the dog. Yeah. And he tackled his dog.
What a lot of people don't understand is something like that. Your dog, meaning this person's dog, already has that learned behavior to go and grab another dog. But it's so detrimental and so life altering for a dog that is so naive and innocent and so young like Bailey, because now it's ever changing. Now she can anticipate that another dog is coming towards her, and now she's either going to get defensive. And so it changes the makeup of your dog in just that split second. So a lot of people don't take that into consideration. I also talk about that in dealing with the private side when people are taking their dogs to doggy camps or daycares. It's very important that the staff is on point with identifying those dogs that can trigger some reactionary behaviors from these dogs that, again, may be desirable. A lot of the times they're not desirable. For us to undo that is a lot of work.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because we go to school in Tomball with an organization called the Rescue for PTSD, and they teach veterans to train their own service dogs. But you're with 30 other dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she gets along with all of them.
Yeah.
But after that attack, it took about 3 classes
To desensitize her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. To get back to used to being around dogs.
Well, you're lucky that you were able to, because there's some that it changes them forever.
It does.
I've seen it. I've seen it recently. Yeah, there was a dog that we actually had, a private dog, and all of a sudden she went into somebody's house, and the owner's like, "Yeah, everything's okay," and this dog comes and charges at her, catches her off guard, and she was shook up for about a good 4 weeks. Luckily, we were able to change her, but she's still like very, I'll just stay off on my side. She's not inviting like she used to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. So, how many canines you do a year?
Oh man, that's a good question. 200, depending if there's a contract, anywhere between 200 to 500, and yes, it can vary that much.
Wow.
Yeah. So usually on the police side,
now are these dogs that you're training and supplying to people, or are these dogs that police are coming to you for extra training?
No. So these are dogs that we're supplying to people. That's not counting the dogs that we train in class.
Yeah.
So sometimes we are very open. We're not biased. If somebody decides they need a handler's course or a refresher's course and they want to come to our academy with somebody else's dog, by all means, bring them in. I'll always say a good dog's a good dog. If it's a good dog, it doesn't have to be from us. Thousands of dogs out there, and they're amazing.
Oh yeah.
They're really good.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah. I like that. So 200 to 500 dogs a year, that's a lot of dogs. But if law enforcement, you do all these classes all the time, like you have a class all this week.
Yeah.
Is this a class for your canine handlers that have gotten dogs from you, or is this just law enforcement coming in for extra training or refresher?
So
courses?
in this class right now, in this particular class, every one of the dogs that are in this class are our dogs. So we have 10 students in this class.
All new dogs?
No. So that is the unfortunate situation we're dealing with in K9 right now. There's one dog in this class that started in the K9 career, or started his K9 career, I should say, in the schools in 2018. He is now in this class with his 4th handler, and we're at 2022. But that's also come with what happened with the pandemic. And also we've seen a lot of law enforcement lose a lot of backing from the community, lose a lot of backing from the state, from the county and things like that. And we've seen the numbers dwindle down. A lot of people have contemplated, why am I out here putting my life at risk when people don't appreciate it? And we've seen a lot of handlers just go out along with that number. So in this class, of the 10 that we currently have, there are 3 retreads. And when I say retreads, these are dogs now getting a 4th, a 2nd handler. And then the remaining are new dogs and new handlers, green handlers, not a 2nd-time handler.
Wow. You work with HPD at all?
We do.
Yeah, I know a lot of those guys.
Yeah. They're good guys.
I have breakfast and lunch with them all the time.
That's awesome. HPD is awesome.
Yeah.
We love everyone that's around us. We're their backdoor neighbor, obviously, so we would love to always cater to them. Precinct 1, we have all the precincts, all our surrounding precincts have our dogs. Also, the counties surrounding Waller. Recently, they just got a new dog, I believe, from another company, and we're all about it. I mean, it's all about getting a service.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing that I don't alter is the length of my class. We have 4-week classes, and then we have 9-week classes. We also have a 10-week class for trainers. And I do that because I think it's imperative that the handlers get the time. Obviously, it's taking you a while to do this service or this PTSD service dog training, but it's all about getting a good, sound, rounded quality at the end. And I'm all about taking the time to get there. So sometimes people will say, well, we can't give you that time, so we're going to go elsewhere. To each their own.
Wow. Y'all stay busy. Every time I follow these people on social media, they're always in a class, always doing something.
You have to. Even when you get out of class, you got to still maintain, upkeep that training.
But they go on vacation, they take their vacation.
That's right.
That's right.
That is right.
Yeah, y'all were just had a nice little vacation.
Yeah, we did. We were in Tennessee, finally. It's been a while since we actually got to take a break. We went to Tennessee with Gigi, JoJo, and my husband, Jason, and just kind of,
Where's Jason at today?
Jason's actually out training. He's in Baytown right now. He's doing some, this is all about maintenance. In order to upkeep a quality team, you got to do a lot of maintenance. It's about exposing the dog, challenging the teams. So he's right now in Baytown with a dog that actually just got a bite on Wednesday, the day that he was supposed to actually do training, but it was JoJo's birthday. And they were considerate and good to us to say, hey, we can go ahead and push it off for Friday. So
Who's JoJo?
JoJo's my son.
Okay.
So it's JoJo. He just turned 5. Gigi's going to turn 7 in August, and Jason and Jazz.
Okay. All right.
There you go.
Yeah. Cool. So, I just lost my train of thought. I was going to say about Baytown and the dog bite and everything.
Yeah, so it was actually with their most recent graduate, Lambert, really good deployment. He did really well. The dog is the only female on their unit. Her name is Canine Quinn. Malaherd from us out of Hungary. Pretty cool dog.
Oh, dog's out of Hungary?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm just putting up your website address on here.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a pretty easy one.
Now, like a lot of businesses in Texas and everything, and I've been affected by it, do you have problems getting employees to work for you or anything? Or
Absolutely.
are you needing assistance now or anything?
We are, but it's a particular type of help that we need. We've had I will say this, I'm grateful to the community. We've had a lot of people reach out and say, hey, I would love to help. Unfortunately, these dogs are not like your pet. They're not like Lassie and Benny. They are working dogs. And so they have a high drive. We can't have any skittishness. We can't have any fearful individuals. They have to be very matter of fact with the dogs. We do not use any type of heavy handedness. Positive reinforcement is our training method. So yeah, I am. But what a lot of people don't understand with dogs.
But do you want like a veteran canine handler?
I would love to. Yes, absolutely. Because they already know what it takes.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand that with a dog, there is no off time. With a true working dog, you have no off time. When you're sick and that dog needs you, you need to go out there and you need to feed this dog. You need to train with this dog, obviously to a certain extent. But a lot of people don't grasp that. When it comes to the training, we give them muscle memory of what to expect for the rest of their career. There should be challenges. We're doing training for a minimum of 8 to 10 hours on a training day. I mean, I talk to you and you're like, you're still training? Yeah, we're still training. And it just goes away. It fades. Once they get out of class, a lot of handlers just don't want to do it. They don't want to maintain records, things like that. So that's where you see a lot of this change. But that's also what we need at our kennel for the staff. We have a young girl right now who works with us who literally sweats our company, meaning sweats dogs, loves, eats, breathes, sleeps, probably craps out dogs, meaning the commitment. It's very hard to find that. I'm sure a lot of people are seeing that, but it's very hard to find somebody that's committed.
You and your husband have awesome work ethics, So
Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's what we're seeing is lack of work ethic, commitment, reliability, loyalty. A lot of people get in this and they have a one-track mind. I want to start decoying right away. I encourage that. When we bring people into the company, it's not about just being, excuse my language, a shit scraper. We all do it. we want to give people a goal. If you want to work in decoying, if you want to at some point instruct like us, we want to do that. We want to set some, some goals for you. But the problem is they just want to get to those goals right away without giving, some elbow grease. And we've seen that, unfortunately, with the last couple hires.
When I was in the Army, I was in Army Aviation.
Yeah.
And you could get a quart of elbow grease from the supply sergeant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send them over this way. Need some.
That, and we used to get them. It's like we need a 6 feet of fallopian tube and a quart of elbow grease.
Yeah. And they'd go looking for it.
They'd go looking for it.
Yeah.
Right.
For us, our joke was go get the keys for the F-16. And you'd send one of the SF guys, the security forces, that is, not special forces, but security forces. Exactly. That too. And they go looking for it.
Yeah.
Come back at the end of the shift, they're like, can't find it anywhere. But they left their weapon alone or the ammo, and we'd hem them up for that.
Oh, right.
So we got our jokes too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, what was your best? Did you have a good time in the military?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Something that I miss, and I contemplated going back to the military so many times when I transitioned out, was the camaraderie. I think it's a lot of people say it's a different military now, but I did miss that. I missed being in Aviano. I remember when I got my assignment, everybody in my class was like, oh my God, I got to go over. For some reason, my graduating class, we all got overseas assignments, but everyone was like they were set on getting Bakersfield, California, or somewhere in Florida, or somewhere, in the coast. And so when everybody got Germany, England, it was only 3 of us that got Italy. They were like, what? I want to change with the next person. I was like, I'm going to Italy. See you later. And I actually ended up going around my birthday. Let me tell you, what a great time. I ended up being there for 2.5 years. And I traveled.
I'd have been fat as a cow.
Oh, well, I did. If you look at pictures, you're like, damn. But their pizza, spaghetti, you name it. But I was living it up. I loved Italy. I went out and traveled a lot. It really gave me my independence. And it actually helped me out when I was doing dogs here recently, living in Europe, because, there's a lot of people that get so stuck and get, shell shocked or culture shocked. They don't want to move around. They don't want to rent a car and drive and pick up a book. And well, now you can do Google Translate, but back in the day, you would have to get a book and try to translate some of what they're saying. It was so fun. It was so fun.
Yeah.
I miss that.
Yeah.
I told Jason I got to take the kids.
I have a friend of mine. She was in the Navy. She was in the Navy in the.
No. Oh, that's a good girl.
Good girl.
That's a good girl.
Good girl. Bark.
That's a good girl.
Get her.
Oh, that's a good girl.
That's a good girl.
Sorry, we went right into training on this
I
one.
know, right?
We couldn't have her bark before, but now I know what it takes.
I know.
All right. Come on, Bailey. That was a good girl. Got some training in there.
I have a friend that was in the Navy in Virginia, and she's there on vacation right now. And she's taking pictures of all of Virginia.
Nice.
And I was at Fort Eustis, Virginia, in the Army in training,
Yeah.
right next to Virginia Beach. And it was a blast, an absolute blast being there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I was in Virginia, but I went for Blackwater Executive Protection. I had no complaints. I lived in McLean near Reston.
Yeah.
And it was good times.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
So how long were you at Blackwater?
I was with Blackwater for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
I was with Blackwater for 2 years. Yep. But I started off in Iraq. They had the Nassar Square shooting, and Eric Prince asked for a private security detail. So they had selected 4 members. They wanted 1 female, and that was me. So I went. Yeah,
Wow.
it was a good time. So I had a really good time. Mr. Prince is an amazing man, a great man, super veteran friendly also, but he's done extremely well in everything that he's done. Actually, he's just been very successful.
I have to say, I know a lot of veteran businesses and stuff like that, and I'm really impressed with y'all.
Thank you very much.
I mean, it's just very impressive. Y'all done awesome with your business.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I right before COVID started, I opened up an apparel business, and COVID hit, and I got into printing masks
I remember that.
and creating masks. Yeah, I even made you some masks.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
You did some sales.
but yeah, that was a lot of fun. But yeah, I dealt with employees that would show up to work and they would Bailey, they would leave during their job. I was like, "Where are you going?" I said, "Oh, I got a better offer."
Yeah, we saw that.
What?
We saw that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We had one guy start literally one day. It was 1 week. One day showed up on time. Second day was late. Third day decided not to come. Fourth day came back. Fifth day gone. Just didn't even say anything. Just never returned.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate, but COVID has changed a lot for all of us. You know, especially when you don't have to work to get paid anymore. You can just claim unemployment and you're getting, minimum wage. If that, you can probably get higher.
Yeah, no, it's just pitiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's new for anything? Y'all have anything new coming up that you're going to be doing? Or?
So we just got a contract. So we're going to be providing dogs for a cargo screening contract. Cargo screening happens in the background. So there is cargo screening on the forefront. That's the TSA agents that are up front. And probably you've seen them if you've traveled, or anybody that's listening to the podcast that's been in the airports recently, which thank goodness, no masks. We're back to a little bit of normalcy. I don't think we're going to ever get back to our norm prior to COVID. But anyways, they are the cargo screening dogs in the logistics cargo holds. So anything that comes in that's palletized, of course, it's not going to be the animals, but it's going to be more like massive cargo loads that are going to end up getting screened by the dogs prior to being released by customs. So we're doing that right now. We'll maintain ourselves in the law enforcement, the courses, also being a law enforcement vendor. On the military side, that's kind of gone away a little bit with the DoD that they procure, because they're going a lot more to, they're doing more frequent European trips. That little thud that y'all hear is Bailey's leg, or excuse me, her tail. So we're going to maintain being a provider for that on the DoD side, but also Jason's starting a lot more consulting and seminars. So he'll actually be traveling out to the first seminar consulting that he's doing is in Baytown. That'll be the first week of September. The last week of September, he will be in the Midwest. I want to say he's going to be in Indiana, with a bunch of law enforcement agencies out of Hamilton County and a couple other Midwest agencies. And then I believe he's going to be going to Killeen, Texas to be doing a decoy workshop. So a lot more on the seminar side. We usually stayed away from that, but we're going to be doing that.
Is Killeen going to be police, or is it going to be
law enforcement? Yeah.
Okay.
Law enforcement.
Yeah, because of Fort Hood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Had to ask,
Yep.
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 Yeah. So it's neat. So the other night I was working on this, testing it and everything, and I turned it all on, and I hear this, and I had these dynamic mics on, and I'm holding my chest, going, is that my heartbeat? Thinking, I'm like, no, it's going too fast to be my heartbeat. I look underneath the table, and she's leaning up against the leg of the table, and it's picking up her heartbeat.
Wow.
Through the mics.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So once again, the noise is Bailey underneath the table playing with her toy.
Well, I'm super excited now because at least we know what makes her bark. So now I'm going to get somebody to come in that door. We're going to get her to bark, give her the bark command, and keep going on that here in a little bit after we're done with the podcast. So I'm pretty excited. Yes, babe. Sorry, podcast listeners. We got a little. Yes. What's up?
Bailey barked.
Bailey farts. Yeah. Well.
I said bark.
Oh, barks.
Oh,
yes.
barks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Barks. Yes.
Okay. It's like
she does.
Yeah. She doesn't fart that much.
I was about to say.
I keep her to her puppy food or dog food and everything.
Yeah.
And it just keeps the control of the gas.
Let me tell you, she is shiny.
Yeah, she is.
She is a beautiful
I
looking
was
dog.
actually worried about using that medical shampoo on her.
Yeah.
Because that medicated shampoo, because her coat is so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, she's a beautiful dog.
For those people that have seen her on his social media, the pictures don't do her any justice because this dog is wow. She is gorgeous. Oh, she is gorgeous. She is a cute.
And she's
dog.
holding at 66 pounds.
That's right.
Yeah. So yeah, she's awesome to me. Yeah, she's awesome. So.
Well, you're doing great. I will say that you've been doing extremely well with her training, and you can see.
Yeah, well, I was in the hospital when you were talking about, lapse in training.
Yeah.
When I was in the hospital for 7 days, I came out and it's like she forgot everything.
Really?
Yeah. Oh,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
I mean, it took a while for her to get it back, but then I wasn't walking for 4 weeks completely until I got to the hospital to be able to do anything. So all I could do is sit in the backyard and throw her toy, have her sit and stay and guard or sit, go under my legs and stuff like that. And that's the only training she was getting. We weren't walking or anything.
Right.
I just started walking again a couple of weeks ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you're an amazing man.
Yeah. So, yeah. But I thank you for being on the show. I really looking forward to having you because I knew you'd be worth a bunch of information about this, and so forth. And
we were actually in the process of wanting to do a program with Camp Hope. And it was going to have veterans help raise some of these young dogs and mold them into a working dog or even be a service dog for themselves. And I'm not sure what happened with that thought, really.
Well, I'm working with a new group like that.
Yeah, really.
That I can put you in touch with them.
Yeah, I would love to because, being a veteran myself, I know I came out with some PTSD. And what really has been my therapy has been the instruction, working with the dogs on a constant basis. Not a lot of people have that privilege or have that opportunity. I have my kennel master. She tells me every day, I'd rather deal with the dogs than deal with people. And everybody has their reasons, but you can see what the dogs does for her. And she's not a veteran, she's just always loved dogs. She was a vet tech before. And she's just, she's a lot of people. That's what they need. That's what they love. And I love that the dogs are able to give them that. And I also love being able to give people that exposure.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, you keep busy.
Yes, I do.
Some veterans, they've come back, they can't get work, they can't do something they want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, you take an infantryman. I mean, go to work at Bass Pro Shop and sell a gun, but I mean, that's nothing all that fulfilling.
Yeah.
But you
just hit the word. That is key word right there. Fulfilling.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people, that's the word people are missing is fulfilling, because I have a lot of people that will tell me, hey, I'm trying to find a job. They find the job, but it's not that sense of fulfillment. So you hit it on the head. I've always, so why don't you change up the position, or why don't you change your location and whatever you're doing, meaning within that company? But that's actually what it is. It's a lack of fulfillment.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to keep busy. I mean, Bailey is keeping me busy. She's keeping me. I mean, when we're driving in the truck and someone cuts me off and I cuss.
Yeah.
She reaches over and she's like, it's okay.
Yeah.
With her paw.
Yeah.
And she's, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
She knows 4-letter words.
Yeah. I hear you.
Yeah. So
That's
it's
awesome.
just, thank you, Bailey.
Jeez.
God.
That was just her tail.
That was just her tail. Bailey's, come on.
Gigi, you want to keep her over there? Keep her over there. Goodness, that's another one.
That's just her tail tapping the leg of the table as she walks by.
She's a happy dog.
Oh,
that's a good thing.
That's hilarious. That's absolutely hilarious. Yeah. Bailey, drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it.
She's like, oh, man.
All right. There you go. Now she's got someone to play with.
Vets and Coffee with dog training.
That's it. That's it. So, yeah, Vets and Coffee, the podcast of dog training. Yeah. Well, once again, I want to thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Really looking forward to this, and you got some great information and stuff like that. So if you're a veteran and you're a canine handler in the military or whatever, and you're looking for work, there's her website address right there. Give Jaz a holler.
And you know what? I'm serious. If I've got somebody that's got some commitment, I'm going to give you my business number. So here it is, 281-841-3579. Again, that number is 281-841-3579. And if I've got any military experience, even just a veteran that really wants to do it, but if I have a veteran handler that wants to get in this, look, this cargo screening thing is going to pick up. They're looking for handlers. So not only on my side for my kennel, but to be selfless about it, there's also going to be some job opportunities here in the future.
Oh, yeah. So just for the cargo handlers, the canine handlers.
Yeah, if they have experience and they're looking for a job. I've got a guy that's going to be hiring here very soon, and he is looking for some experienced veteran handlers. And what better way than to go with the veterans? Honestly, that is what they're looking for. That is part of the criteria that they are looking for a veteran experienced handler.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wish I could have done it years ago.
Yeah.
Well, I did. So, all right. Once again, I thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. And I see where your daughter gets her training from. She's over there giving Bailey commands.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Love it. She makes me proud.
Yep. All right.
Well,
y'all.
thank you.
We thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Thank you.
That was the daughter. So once again, I want to remember, come on, Bailey, quit hitting the bell. Always never let them be forgotten.
You've been listening to Vets and Coffee, the podcast. As you can see, veterans and coffee are Tree's passions, and we want to make a difference in the veterans community. And with your help and continued listenership, we'll do exactly that. If you enjoyed the show, make sure to like, rate, and review. And we'll be back soon. See you next time on Vets and Coffee, the podcast. You've been listening to Vets and Coffee, the podcast.